Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this video are those of my own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any other person or group of people. They do not purport to reflect the opinions or views of any group of people, person, or fanbase or its members. This video and the presentation of material therein do not imply the expression of any opinion other than mine.
Hello, good people. Today we will be looking at Season 2, Episode 1, The Wrong Song. Part 2. Hope people are enjoying everything so far. The Season 1, The Path, and now we're getting the Season 2. Hope, like I said, I hope everyone's enjoying that, having fun with it. If you're new to the channel, there's a whole season before this that we did for Season 1, then kind of a mini season or interlude called The Path, and now this is the second part in Season 2. So, without further ado, let's get this going.
Well, it was one of the obscure conspiracy theories posted on the hex168.com website. A conspiracy related to a mysterious underground game. The game didn't actually have a name, but the players referred to it as rabbits. That trip to Korea with my father.
This is one of the, I was listening to this at the same time I was reading Nosferatu by Joe Hill. And there are such similarities in this particular season to the Joe Hill book that when I was reading it, some of the story elements kind of overlapped in my brain, and sometimes it took like a couple seconds for me to figure out, okay, no, this is with this story and this is this story. So yeah, it's pretty good, and I do like that the second season you get cameos from old characters, but it's pretty much a whole new cast.
It was the first time I'd heard the name, rabbits. It was also the first time I heard about something else, something called the elevator game.
Yeah, the elevator game, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, let's listen on and see what we got going on with that.
Hello there. Do you sometimes find yourself stuck? Do you feel like you are occasionally just spinning your wheels? Would you like to find the answer to a difficult question? Or are you simply just looking to find your true path, improve your life, and maybe enter a universe of unending adventure? If so, Path Cards might be for you. Visit us now at southelk.com for more information. South Elk, find your path. Path cards are connected to a deep and ancient power source. And if you use path cards, you understand that you are doing so entirely at your own risk. South Elk will not be liable for any damages arising from the use of path cards.
Now, in one of the episodes of The Path, I think the first one for the first episode, I went through the path cards because I actually got a set, it's kind of a novelty thing. The artwork on them is real cool. But I love the implementation of a commercial, kind of fictional commercial that pertains to the story, but is also a commercial it has a website where you can actually, if you want to get novelty items from the rabbit's universe. It's kind of cool.
Good luck.
Also, that commercial reminds me of something out of like the 40s or 50s, World War II, early post-World War II type thing, early TV commercials.
Weirdly dangerous paranormal games reputed to open gateways into other worlds have existed forever. Who hasn't stared into a mirror whispering the name Bloody Mary? Or placed their hands next to their friends on a Ouija board?
Okay, why did the audio just cut out? We'll have to come back and edit in the rest of this. Okay, I think I figured out the whole audio dropping out thing. Hopefully we can get this edited together. It's not that big of a deal. So let's get back into it.
For any damages arising from the use of path cards. Good luck.
Weirdly dangerous paranormal games reputed to open gateways into other worlds have existed forever. Who hasn't stared into a mirror whispering the name Bloody Mary? Or placed their hands next to their friends on a Ouija board's planchette and wondered what was guiding your hands as something seemingly otherworldly and dangerous spelled out the answers to your questions?
I'm going to be honest with you. Things like Ouija boards have really never been anything that I particularly found interesting. I think they're just kind of boring, to be honest with you. Just because of the whole concept. But, not judging, not Ouija board shaming. Just, if that's your thing. Though they make for great movies. They make for a great movie plot.
Well, I didn't believe in the power of Bloody Mary or Ouija boards. But there was something different about the elevator game. Something that felt separate from all the rest of those occult games. The elevator game felt real. My friends and I found the elevator game on a Korean website. At the time, nobody I knew in the United States had heard of it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I like Korea. I wonder if Terry Miles or anybody connected with the whole Rabbits universe and creating it, building it, stuff, have ever actually been to Korea. And I think if they have been, it would be pretty cool.
And it would be almost a decade until we'd all see security camera footage of Elisa Lam acting strange in an elevator, just days before police and maintenance personnel would pull her body from that water tower atop the old hotel in downtown Los Angeles. So, what is the elevator game? Well, I'm not going to go into great detail here. If you're interested, you should go back and listen to the 3rd episode of Season 1 of the Tanis Podcast. Nick Silver goes into pretty elaborate detail about the elevator game there.
In Tanis, once I get done with doing Rabbits Season 2, I will probably do, I don't know, I may do Tanis, or I may do the novels, the Rabbit novels, the audiobooks, then jump into Tanis. I don't know, I may do the novels, rotate 1 week, the Rabbits novel, Tanis. I don't know yet. It's, I'm kind of taking a break from the Gen X, so. We don't know. But yeah, the fact that all of these different podcasts that Public Radio Alliance and Minnow Beats Whale do kind of lock in each other, kind of like poetry, they rhyme. So.
Or you can always look it up. The general idea is that you perform a series of moves in order to become what's called a traveler. The Korean website I'd visited, which most people believe contains the very first reference to the elevator game, describes how it works. Playing the game allegedly brings you very close to another world, and if you perform a series of intricate steps correctly, pressing buttons and avoiding certain floors, you may be able to slip into that other dimension.
Some more Mandela effect stuff going on there.
The website claims young people playing the game have started disappearing, never to be seen or heard from again. The website goes on to say that, yes, deaths and disappearances are likely, but those things only happen to those who play the game incorrectly. Those who step off the elevator on the wrong floor, press the wrong buttons, or follow a mysterious woman who appears on one of the floors.
Yeah, why does it always got to be mysterious woman? I mean, that trope. I mean, you have you have some things like mysterious men and stuff, but mainly that whole trope is mysterious, as the mysterious woman, the foreboding witch or whatever. I just wonder about that.
I'm happy to report that I did play the elevator game, and I'm still here. I didn't meet a terrifying mystery woman, and as far as I know, I didn't enter another dimension inside a nightmare world that looked identical to our own, but felt a bit off. But although I didn't find evidence of a map to entering another dimension, I did find something.
Yeah, and we are going to find out here in a minute what that something was.
On that website was a list of similar games. Games that allegedly took place in the real world. Games that reputedly resulted in people dying or disappearing. One of the most interesting of those games was something called Rabbits. There were a few other games listed as well: The Hooded Man, The Closet Game, Bloody Mary, and some others, but the name Rabbits stood out. Like the elevator game, Rabbits felt different from the rest.
And it's interesting that how these things get tied together. And it's something I love when you can link things together within a story. And in this episode, throughout the episode, it's kind of bringing people up to speed who haven't listened to season 1, or it's also refreshing your mind. If it's been a while, say it's been 2, 3, 4 months since you listened to season 1, it's kind of giving you a general togetherness, let everything go together. Plus, there's random sounds. I've got my computer got affected with a bunch of adware, and I have not taken the time to sit down and clean the adware out. So you get this every occasionally. That's why. So on with the story.
But that wasn't the moment I fell into the world of Rabbits. That would come a few days later when I was back at home in Seattle. First, I played another game that I'd found on that list, something called At Night. Based on my experience, I'd recommend you do not try this at home. The rules are simple. You shut off all the lights in your house, blindfold yourself, and crawl into an empty bathtub. Then you wait until 3 a.m. At that point, you step out of the bathtub, and while remaining blindfolded, you begin to move through the house. You're looking for something, but you don't know what it is. All you do know is that you're looking for it in 72 steps.
Yeah, me being blindfolded is probably not a good thing, because when I can see, I'm still a klutz when I walk and move around. So yeah, being blindfolded and in the dark, yeah, that would probably lead to some serious bodily injury. But it's interesting. It's the kind of things that people come up with to amuse themselves.
First, you take 66 steps, however you like. Then, you turn in whatever direction you want and take 6 more steps. Then, you remove the blindfold and discover the secret to entering the next world.
Yeah, for me, that would be walking into a wall or something and smashing my head or tripping and falling. Yeah, it would not work out real well for me.
I know, 666, it sounds creepy as hell, and it was. Because the thing that I found at the end of that game was the thing that led me to rabbits. It was a doll.
And in quasi-horror stories and mystery stories and all those things, we know dolls aren't a good thing. No, they're not.
When I opened my eyes at the end of the ritual, I was staring at a Blythe doll from the 1970s. It was on display, as always, on a shelf in my room. For those of you who don't know what a Blythe doll is a big-eyed doll that was manufactured by Kenner in 1972. Kenner stopped making them after only 1 year for some reason. Blythe made a brief comeback in the late 90s, but the original was only produced for 1 year, 1972. In 1972, Kenner's original dolls had 4 hair colors: brunette, dark brunette, blonde, and red.
I remember when I first listening to this that I looked it up on the internet. I can't remember if it was a real thing or not. I think it was, but don't take that as any kind of thing, because it was a while ago, and it was just an amusement. I did it to amuse myself. But if you want to check it out, go do it. Let me know in the comments what you find.
And 4 eye colors: blue, pink, green, and orange. There were a number of possible hairstyle combinations, but there were only those 4 eye colors. Although interestingly, all of the dolls had all 4 different eye colors. You could change the color of Blythe's eyes by pulling a string. On the back of Blythe's head is a string. Pull it, and her eyelids go down. While her eyelids are closed, the round eyeball underneath moves 1/4 and changes color. The order is blue, pink, green, orange. Pink and orange stare straight ahead, while blue and green are side glancing. Those are the only 4 colors, and they're always the same.
Which is kind of creepy.
So, how was I staring at a Blythe doll from 1972 with brown eyes? And, more importantly, how was I staring at a Blythe doll from 1972 with brown eyes when the last time I'd looked at her, sitting on that shelf, her eyes were blue?
And we'll go ahead and end this episode with that little bit of suspense or cliffhanger, or whatever you want to call it. For those people who enjoyed season 1 in the path, I hope you enjoy season 2. Also, go out and check the links below in the description for official rabbit stuff and merchandise, and you can listen to the podcast without me interrupting every little bit to throw in my commentary. So, until next time, everyone be good, be safe, be a good human. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?